Breeding is a process that must be performed between those who have different genes, whether it's between humans or animals. The same goes for Budgies' siblings when mating. It is advised to let Budgie mate with other Budgie who is not related to him as a brother or sister. Because mating between brother and sister can cause defects in the offspring. Those defects can be like one leg, one eye, movement, and flying issues. But sometimes, mating between Budgie siblings can give a brighter color of the born baby, and can also produce an exceptional number of offspring, such as 30. But it happens rarely. Budgie is a shy pet, but when it comes to breeding, it is not going to hide its emotions. An adult male Budgie needs to mate with the female Budgie when he can sense that the female is mature and in heat. This puts the male Budgie in hunger for breeding. It does not matter whether the female Budgie is his sister or daughter. But when the female Budgie is not ready for mating, then she will not let the male Budgie try for mating even if he actively courts for it. Usually, mating between Budgie siblings, or mating between male and daughter or female and son, happens when they are kept in a single cage till the period of maturity. Males can court with their sisters and daughters, while female Budgies sometimes can try to mate with their brothers and sons. The male Budgie generally tries to harass his daughter at her young age for mating, which causes stress to her. Even if they have mated before, and after a day or two, the male again tries to mate with her. So, the best way to keep her safe is to separate the cage. Excessive egg laying is the phenomenon in which a Budgie starts laying more eggs than it normally does. And another surprising thing is that they can lay the eggs without mating with a male Budgie. This is also referred to as chronic egg laying. Normally, a Budgie can lay up to 6 eggs in a clutch within a period of 1 to 2 weeks. And if it crosses that value, then you need to start worrying about the health of your pet. Excessive egg laying is not a rare issue and is treatable 90% of the time. The birds that are highly prone to chronic or excessive egg laying are budgerigars, cockatiels, lovebirds, hens, and some other parakeets. Budgies, however, are sadly the most prone birds to excessive egg laying. You must be thinking what these symptoms must be. That can help you conclude that your Budgie is laying more eggs than usual. The easiest is to count the eggs after the clutch period, which is 1 to 2 weeks. And if they are more than 6, then you can start your treatment techniques. Anyway, here are certain factors that initiate excessive egg laying in Budgies. Environment. Budgies are very easily distracted by the things and sounds around them, and they start perceiving things as a stimulus to reproduce. And they will find something to grab and masturbate on, and that is why we often see our Budgies masturbating on toys and the cage walls when they have urges. So this is where you need to work on. And it is better if you find your Budgie a mating partner and remove any possible nesting site in their cage. Malnutrition and improper diet. Sometimes we get so busy in our lives that we forget to take care of our birds. This is not acceptable, because when we're not aware of the diet we are giving our Budgies, it can fire back on us. Budgies are very sensitive, and if they are eating only one food every day, it may create certain deficiencies in them which can further upset the reproduction cycles. Imbalanced hormones in the absence of a mate. When you raise a bird in your home and it reaches the age of maturity or puberty, it will start looking for a mating partner. And if they are unable to find one, they will think of you as their mating partner, and this whole situation can stimulate egg production in them. The hormonal imbalance will make your Budgies masturbate on toys and cages when they have urges, and sometimes the case is the opposite, where your Budgie will not let you even touch their cage. In that case, you need to help your Budgie instead of getting upset with them because they are going through a hormonal imbalance. increase in daylight. Longer periods of exposure to daylight also promote excessive egg laying in birds because nature has made them with a reproductive system that works with the light. In the wild, they reproduce only during the day, and at night they do not lay eggs. But in our home, they are exposed to light during the day as well as the night because we keep our lights usually turned on. So their reproduction cycle is affected. If you have been growing budgies since their conception, you must know all the stages of their development. This is essential because at different stages of life, budgies behave differently. It is necessary to know how to feed them, how to give them water, and how to satisfy all their needs. Budgies do not require much effort from breeders, they only need proper and suitable conditions. In domestic conditions, budgies are calm, quiet, and resilient, but also chattering birds. What does a 4-week-old budgie look like? In the 4th week of life, baby budgies start to develop flight feathers and they're called fledglings. As they begin to grow and develop at this stage, they have not reached their full size yet. Baby budgies have a range of parallel black lines starting from the front of the beak and spread over the whole head towards the back. These lines look like tiger patterns. Also, they have bright pink legs, and that is one of the indicators of the age of the bird. At this stage of their life, baby budgies have completely black eyes, and the pupils of the eyes cannot be seen. Budgies have sharp eyesight because when they are in nature, they're often attacked by various predators, and they also distinguish colors well. But the 4-week-old budgie is just starting to develop its eyesight. The beak is pointed and curved and has multiple uses. The upper part of the beak covers the lower part, and it helps budgies to peel the seeds effectively. How to feed 4-week-old budgies and what do they eat? A varied food that meets all the needs of the body is one of the basic conditions for a healthy and long life budgie. 4-week-old budgies can be fed with the disposable syringe that you can get in most medical stores. Syringe feeding is much faster and less messy. But if it is impossible to find a syringe, you can give them food with a plastic teaspoon. It might be messier, but it is ultimately beneficial. For feeding 4-week-old budgies, you need baby bird formula that is available in most pet stores. To ensure the highest level of hygiene, you have to use only boiled water to prepare the feed. After that, the water has to be cooled before you give the food to the budgies. A formula shouldn't be too thick because it will be really difficult for the baby to swallow it. Gently tap the bay bird's beak with a syringe or tablespoon because budgie parents tap them on the beak to stimulate the feeding response. By doing that, you are imitating the budgie's parents. Their parents also feed their babies by inserting their beaks in their mouths. Then, they regurgitate the food deep into the baby's beak. The budgie shouldn't be fed too fast. You have to wait until the bite is swallowed. The crop is a muscular pouch where budgies store the food that has been eaten for subsequent digestion. It usually empties within 4 hours. If it is constantly full, it indicates that there is a problem. By the end of the 4th week, budgies also start searching and trying new food, and they try to crack some seeds. That's why it's a great option to let them learn to eat on their own. So you can scatter some grain at the bottom of the cage and let them feed themselves. Watch next. Previous video, or how Budgies became popular. Visit our official webpage for more information and Budgie care.